Hello, welcome back to English Gurukul. Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn very important lesson. So let's get started. So all of you should write it down along with me, my friend. All of you should write it down. Verb. Already I have discussed about the how can you define verb by setting an example that state of being, state of possession, action of doing and action of happening. And whenever you understand about what would be the definition of state of being, state of possession, action of doing and action of happening, then you can easily define the verb. So that's the reason I have discussed all those lessons very deeply. So I request to all of you, please visit my previous videos and watch it first. So now today my friend, I gonna discuss very important lesson with all of you, and also I want to tell you that I have already discussed about the types of verb, and let me write non-finite verb. Non-finite. Today I gonna discuss about the non-finite verb. Already finite verb and the helping verb. Finite verb has been divided into three parts: transitive verb, intransitive verb and linking verb. Transitive verb, what is transitive verb? Transitive verb is a verb which takes an object. Intransitive verb, what would be the definition of intransitive verb? Intransitive verb is a verb which does not take any sort of object, and linking verb is a verb which always takes complement. Yes or no? And also helping verb has been divided into two parts: primary helping verb, another one is modal helping verb. So all those concepts already been discussed, already been addressed over here. Today I gonna discuss about the non-finite verb. Let me tell you something. You see that non-finite verb also has been divided into three parts. First one is gerund, second one is infinitive, and third one is participle. Gerund, infinitive and participle. So try to understand, because unless you understand the concept very deeply, if you don't go all in, so it would not be possible for you to grab the English language properly. So that's the reason I recommend to all of you, try to understand, because these chapters are very exemplary, also very indispensable for all of us. That's the reason I am discussing these lessons very swiftly, okay, slowly, gradually and progressively, so that you can understand the concept very easily. You see what I have written over here: non-finite verb. Non-finite verb is a part of a verb. What I said? Non-finite verb is part of verb. Okay. Finite verb also part of this verb. Helping verb also part of this verb. Types of this verb. Very good. So non-finite verb has been divided into three: gerund, infinitive, participle. Now let me tell you very important concept over there is that even though non-finite verb is a part of verb, but it does not act like a verb. I repeat what I said. I said non-finite verb is part of a verb, but it does not perform, it does not act like a verb. Let me tell you by setting an example over here, my friend, what I have written over here: gerund. Gerund is a form of a verb, but fact is that it always acts as a noun of a sentence. What my point? It is a form of a verb, but it never act like a verb. It always act like a noun. Let me give an example. Okay, and here I have written what? Infinitive. Infinitive also part of verb. Yes or no? Part of verb, but it never act as a verb. It always acts as either noun, adjective or adverb. Got my point? And participle also part of the non-finite verb, and non-finite is a part of the verb. but participle also does not act like a verb, it acts like adjective. Got my point? It always function like as an adjective. So let me discuss. Today I gonna discuss about the gerund portion, that whether it is a form of a verb but it never perform as a verb, it always perform as a noun of a sentence. So how can you understand about it? Let's see. Write down along with me, my friend. Write down gerund. Gerund is a ing form of a verb. Ing form of a verb. Like if I write a verb like play. Play is a verb. Yes or no? Play. First of all, play is a word and it's a verb. But whenever you add ing with this verb, then it become what? Playing. And this word playing, whenever we use it as a subject, it becomes gerund form. When you see that ing form, whenever you see the ing form ending with the verb, like this is the verb play, and this verb end with what? Ing word. Whenever you get this word, ing word, when it act as a subject of a sentence, always we treat it as a gerund. So we can write it is a verbal noun. What? It's a verbal noun. Why it is called the verbal noun? Because it comes from, because this playing, this term coined from the word play, and that's the reason we can call it the verbal noun. And this verbal noun we can also call it the gerund. What? Gerund. Got my point? It is also called the gerund. Got my point? So playing. Now the question is that how does this word act as a gerund of a sentence? Let me tell you something. One thing always you should remember, the gerund always act as noun of a sentence. Okay. Now how does it act? Let me give an example. Now write down along with me. Playing is important. Playing is important for our health. Okay. So I have written a sentence over here. Playing is important for our health. Now, if I ask you a very important question, that could you tell me where is the subject over here, then you can easily tell me, sir, playing is the subject. But if I ask you how does playing act as subject over here, or what would be the function of this word, you might get struggle to give the answer of this question. Why? Because you could not understand that what would be the function of this word. Even though this word playing also can act as the verb of a sentence. If I write a sentence over there, if I write a sentence, I am playing cricket. What? I am, let all of you write, I am playing cricket. Now what is the basic difference between both of these sentences? Let me clarify it. Now here I have written playing is important for our health. Yes or no? Now in this part, if I ask, now here we have to understand how can you find out the subject of a sentence? How can you find out the subject of a sentence? Using the WH question word what, and another is who. When we use who and what, okay, when we use what and who, when we want to find out the subject of a sentence, you see, what is important for our health? What? Whenever you ask this verb using the question word what, then you can easily find out the subject. What is important for our health? You get the answer, playing. So playing is the subject over here. Now here I have seen ing word. Yes or no? With the verb. Play is a verb, and we have seen that ing also written over here. So playing. Now this playing, this word act as a noun of this subject. Yes or no? Noun. Because always we have learned that a subject always be either noun or pronoun. Except noun or pronoun, nothing will become the subject of any sentences. So now this playing word act as a noun of this sentence. Now if I want to give the name of this noun, what would be the name of this noun? It would be the gerund. What? Gerund. And why we call it gerund form? Because already we have learned gerund is ing form of a verb. So it is a verb, play is a verb, and when we add ing with the verb, it becomes the verbal noun, and verbal noun also called the gerund, and gerund always act as a noun of any sentences. So here playing is a subject, also it act as a noun, and we can call it also gerund form. Now let me tell you second sentence, I am playing cricket. So in this sentence, if you observe clearly, am is helping verb and playing is the main verb of this sentence. That means here action is going on. I am playing cricket. That means subject does some action. Subject is doing some action over here. What does subject do over here? Subject is playing cricket. Here main verb, the subject is doing some action. What the subject do? Subject is playing. So this playing is also become the main verb. This become the main verb, and also we can call it the transitive verb because it has an object. Cricket is the object of this verb, and it also act like a main verb of the sentence. But here playing act as a noun form. That means the gerund form. Got my point? So you should not remember anything else. You should not. It is grammar is like a mathematics. You should not remember anything. You should understand the concept, and unless and until you understand the concept, it is not possible for you to hold the whole concept. You cannot hold the concept properly, and you always have a lack of always have a lot of problems. You will face in your upcoming career. So that is my perception and perspective, that I would like to tell you that how does here playing act as a noun, and how does here playing act as a main verb of this sentence. So you should not remember any sort of rules and regulation. In the book it is written that rules, and no, never you utter any sort of rules and rules. You have to understand the concept, and when you understand the concept, everything becomes very easy for you. Now I have written over here what? Playing as a subject over here, and it's a noun form, and also we can call it the gerund form. Okay, got my point? And gerund always act as a noun of a sentence, and here playing is the main verb. Now let me tell you one thing. Here I have written as a subject, so gerund also can be used as object of the sentence. If I want to write over here, I love reading. I love reading. I have written very easy example so that you can easily understand what I have written. I love reading. Now let me ask a question to all of you, is that can you find out the object of this sentence? Yes, you can easily find out, because already I made you understand about that. How can you find out the object of a sentence? How can you find out the object of a sentence? Using the question word what and whom. And whenever you use both this WH question word what and whom, then you can easily find out the object of a sentence. Now in this question, I love what? I love what? You got the answer, reading. And reading is ing form. And read is a verb. Read, this word is verb, and we have added what? Ing form, and it becomes reading. What? Reading, and it becomes reading, and reading is the noun form. What? Noun. That means gerund. What? Gerund. Okay. Now here reading is gerund. As a gerund we have used over here. I love what? Reading. So now love is a verb, main verb of this sentence, and I is the subject over here. So gerund also act as a object of this sentence and also subject of the sentence. So now what did we learn? That non-finite verb has been divided into three parts: gerund, infinitive and participle. But gerund never act as a verb of a sentence. It cannot act as verb. It always perform, always act as noun of a sentence. Already I have made you understand how does it happen. Here playing act as noun of a sentence. Here reading act as the object, but it is the gerund form. So gerund always act as noun. So I love reading, here reading is gerund, that means the noun form. Got my point? And always you should remember that noun and pronoun always be subject and object, always act like subject and object. So I have written over here, playing is important for our health. Second one, I love reading. Okay. If I want to write that, got my point all of you, that how does this word like reading, okay, this reading I have used over here as a noun, as a gerund form. If I want to write an example over here, I am reading a book. If I want to write a sentence, I am reading a book. Could you tell me what will be the function of this word in this sentence? I am reading a book, here I is subject, yes or no? And subject is pronoun over there, am is helping verb, and reading is the main verb of this sentence, a is determiner, and book is the noun. So reading means subject is doing some action over here. What subject is doing? Subject is reading a book. So here it acts as a main verb of the sentence. But here this reading does not act as a main verb. It acts as noun form. That means gerund form. So that is the basic and fundamental difference between gerund and the verb. So what happened, do you know, most of the students are getting perplexed and confused, puzzled. They could not understand that most of the students, they found that would be the verb. They always told me, they, sir, that would be the verb. Then I made them understand, no, you are wrong, it is the gerund form. So that's the reason I have discussed all this concept over here. So got my point? So now today only I discussed that how gerund act as subject and object. Gerund also can be used after preposition. That means the object of a preposition. Also complement of a subject. So both those things will be discussed next day. But did you understand the concept that what I had discussed today? It was that gerund is a part of a non-finite verb, or you can say the verb, but it never acts as a verb, it always acts as a noun. And next I have discussed that gerund is a ing form of a verb, and this word is play is a verb, and we have added word ing, and it becomes verbal noun. Verbal noun means gerund form. And also I have kept two examples over here. Playing is important for our health. Here playing act as a noun, that means the gerund form. And similarly I have written another example. I am playing cricket. Here playing is the main verb. I have given both of these examples so that you should not get confused. That's the reason I have given both of these examples. Here also I have written I love reading. Here reading has been used over here as a gerund form, but I am reading a book. Here reading has been used as a main verb of a sentence. So I think that you should not be confused after getting this vast concept of gerund. Later on I should go all in of the into this topic, because this is very vast topic, because it is a heart of, or you can say the backbone of English language. And unless you have any idea about the non-finite verb, that means you are not fully committed to grab a great opportunity to learn English language. So that's the reason I have addressed all this concept. I think all of you should understand this concept. So for today, that's all. Thank you. Have a good day. Wish you all the best. Bye bye. Tata. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.